everyone, Cyber here, bringing you guys the last part of What If Deku Had the Omnitrix Season 1. Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I asked you guys if I should start titling these. I clearly am not going to be titling the Season 1s, like, giving them special titles, like, for example, like what I did with, the first example was Season 1, Episode 1, then there were 10. I'm not probably going to do that. It's because I'm way far into this, and if I am going to do that type of title, I would like it in the video. So next season I'll start the titling. For now, however, this will be the last part until one of the other two spots get done, which is either class, which most likely is going to be didn't get into UA. But for now, we will enjoy this last part for now, as we take a recharge from Omnitrix, and so am I, because I've been doing nothing but Season 2 of Omnitrix by myself. I want to try to work on some other projects. So once I get done with Season 2 officially, I will be working on a new series, a solo series, compared to me and my partners, writers, whatnot. You guys will see what it is when it comes. For now, however, we will do this last part. And yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this. We begin at UA, where teachers are having a meeting, all except for Aizawa and 13. Detective Naomasa is there to share what information the police have found. Our investigations are trying to learn everything they can about this so-called League of Villains. We've made some progress, but we can't find anything on this Tomo Shigaraki so far. We search our records for men in their 20s to 30s who register having some sort of disintegration quirk. But so far we've came up empty-handed. Same with the other two, the Warpgate in Kurogiri, and the other one who attempted the kidnapping of Izuku Midoriya, whose quirk is unknown. All that he could say was some sort of super strength quirk. Mixture of what the students said as well, some kind of kraken looking face. So they are not or they are aliases, hard to find their way. Either way. So, what are we saying? We don't know anything? Vlad King, the teacher of Class 1B, grumbles a bit fiercely. We got to track them down. I shot the leader, but but once he heals, he might try something like this again. What a pain. Snipe, another hero teacher here, crossing his arms in contemplation. It is not clear what he teaches exactly. He does seem like the type to do so. Is there something on your mind, All Might? The attack on the USJ was too bold for both parties involved. No sensible adult would ever attempt it. The ringleader of the League of Villains kept monologuing on why they were there. He bragged on the Nomu's quirks, but he never said anything about his own powers. And when things didn't go his way, he was visibly upset, like he was throwing a tantrum. Sorry, gotta take a drink. So we're dealing with a man-child, then. But what if the other one, this Vilgax? I don't know much about him. I only just got there as he left, but the aura he was was intense and overwhelming. He didn't even say anything or even care. Yeah, I was there. Like I was nothing. That's troublesome. From the camera footage we could recovered, it seemed like he was an immovable object. He wielded great power. Mix that in with Shigaraki and his Nomu, they might have been able to take you down. Maybe so, but it doesn't seem matter now. And besides, they didn't seem to be in cahoots with each other anyways. We apprehended a total of 72 villains, not to mention Nomu. They were all just back alley thugs, but what worried me is that this man-child got them all to follow his crazy plans. They view him as a real leader. Nowadays, our society is dreaded with heroes, so maybe some small-time villains like them, who always get kicked around, are done and by that sort of pure, simple, mindless villainy. Can't help but think how they are, in fact, many individuals out there in the world that can't resist the urge to use their powers, and that often results in many individuals turning to villains. Guess that makes sense. There are plenty of people out there looking for a cause to get behind. So what do we do to stop them? Well, thanks to you heroes and to your students, we can focus on our investigation. We'll expand our research and divert our efforts ahead to this as well. A man-child. Everyone looks towards Nezu. In some ways, he share common grounds with our students. They both have so much potential. And like our students, I suppose it is possible someone is guiding him, trying to nurture his malice and villainy. I don't want to think about what that could mean. The other teachers had a similar feeling towards what Nezu is implying. It is a rather hard pill to swallow. Their own students could have very well led into their own villainous past, like how All Might thought young Midori could have been. But after all was said and done, they all go their separate ways. They all had the day off of the students as a little break, but it was pretty tough to relax. Inko Midori was cooking in the other room, a little worried about his son, as we see Deku in his room laying on his bed, in his green and black comforter and sheets, having his arm up and staring at the omnitrix. I thought I was growing as a hero, but it turns out I still have a long ways to go, especially when it comes with you. Deku was on one of his fingers traces the dial of the omnitrix watch, remembering how Vilgax got him out of his transformation, and how he also unlocked that newest transformation. If it wasn't for Rad, I would have been at the mercy of Vilgax. The omnitrix would have been in his hands too. He doesn't like the thought of Vilgax returning one day. Even if it seems he's gone, Max assured him he's survived worse. So for now, he needs to get stronger, and to learn all he can about the Omnitrix. A knock at the door makes Deku get out of his train of thought and look towards the door to see his mother. Izuku, lunch is ready. Thanks, Mom. I'll be there in a minute. And after, I'll transform into dinner and help. Oh, you don't need to do that. I know, but I want to. Besides, this is training purpose as well. Well, if you want to train, why don't you ask Mr. Bauman to work at his store for a bit? I'm sure he would appreciate it. Deku starts to sweat bullets at that as he just smiles awkwardly. Oh, I'm sure Mr. Bellman is fine. After all, he probably would refuse my help. Inko chuckles as he walks back to the kitchen. The next day at UA, in Class 1A, waiting for the day to begin, but as they do, they can't help but worry about Deku, till he walked in. Good morning, everyone. Everyone immediately rushes around him and towards him, surrounding him. Midori, are you okay? Yeah, we heard that you escaped from the weird squid-faced villain, but we're still injured. Yeah, guys, I'm fine. A few days of rest and never felt better. They all sighed in relief, glad their classmate is all better. Right. We're so glad, but you still missed out in an epic fight. Says All Might was like, pow, and the normal guy's super fast. Yeah, but so these three had step in and help. So a little that until All Might was doing like 100 punches a second. Well, I'm glad you guys okay as well. So, we're more than alright. We're practically all famous now. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? Get over yourselves. The hero corps that pumped out pros were attacked, and that's all they care about. Who knows what would have happened if the pros didn't show up, though? Why did you say that? I'm about to pee myself just thinking about it. Oh, just shut up already! Attention! Homeroom class is just about to begin. Everyone stop talking and take your seats. Everyone goes back to their desk, but they didn't stop talking. So Mina leans over to her on her chair to her backdoor neighbor, Sue. Hey, Sue, Mina nearly tips over, but Sue catches her before she fell. Who do you think will teach class today? I think it's Mr. Midoriya, since Mr. Aizawa is still in the hospital recovering from his injuries. Suddenly, the doors slide open, and in walks in Grandpa Max, and a bandaged up Aizawa. Morning, class. Mr. Aizawa, what are you doing here? Whoa, what a pro. Mr. Aizawa, I'm glad you're okay. You call that okay? My well-being is irrelevant. What is important is your fight isn't over yet. Everyone suddenly gets nervous. Our fight? Don't tell me. Not more bad guys. The UA Sports Festival is about to start. God, why would you scare us all like that? Let's kick some ass! Wait a second. Is it really a good idea to hold the sports festival so soon after the villains snuck inside? They can attack once we're all in the same place. Apparently, the administration thinks this is a good way to show that the threat has been handled. School is safer than ever. Plus, they're beefing up the security, so it should be safer than previous years. So, this event is a huge opportunity for all students at UA. It's not something simply we can cancel just because of a few villains. I'm sorry, but why not? It's just a sports festival. Manana, don't you know how important this competition is? I just don't want to get murdered at all. Our sports festival is the most watched event in the entire world. In the past, everyone would obsess over the Olympic Games, but when Quicksilver appears, that the Olympics has been scaled down to size and in viewership. For everyone who cares for competition, there is only one tournament that matters: the UA Sports Festival. That's right. So, heroes were everywhere will be watching us too, so we can get scouted. She's right. After graduating, a lot of pros joined an agency as a sidekick. Yeah, but that's as far as some people go. They miss their chance to go and say pro and stay their entire careers as sidekick. Actually, that's probably where you're gonna be heading. You're kind of dumb. Kaminari winces, feeling absolutely dejected as his face contorts into a nasty scowl towards Jiro. It's true that joining a famous pro agency can grant you great experience and popularity, such as joining Best Genus or Endeavor's agencies. Would instantly guarantee anyone a place in the spotlight. That's why the sports festival matters. If you want to go pro one day, this event could open a path for you. 1 year, 3 chances in a lifetime, 4 inspiring heroes. Can't miss this festival. That means you better not slack off on your training, even during these few weeks of hero course training. Yes, sir. Class dismiss. Later on in the day, the lunch bell rang out. As the mentor left the student to enjoy his own lunch, as they all get pumped while talking to their own groups. That villain stuff's suck for sure, but I'm pumped for these games. We put on a good show. We basically get on the road to being pros. So, yeah, this is why I'm even here in the first place. We get so few chances. We have to make the most of this. In the front room, Hagakure excitedly bounces. Oh man, Ujiro, I'm getting all kinds of nervous about the festival. I have to come up with a way to get noticed. Ujiro just offers up a kind yet sheepish smile towards the invisible girl as she excitedly bounces. Sure. Maybe with a shear. So, maybe you should be looking into a shinier costume or something? Otherwise, you're gonna have a really hard time. Aoyama twirls in place while having a smirk on his face. My, what a boy to do! I stand out even when I'm standing still. That means the scouts won't be able to take their eyes off me. Koda steps back in fright by the overwhelming classmate as Aoyama leans in a little too close for Koda's comfort. Don't you agree? Koda frantically nods his head, not because he's agreeing, but so that he may leave him alone. You're so lucky, Shoji. People are bound to notice your quirk. Sure, but what matters is that I show them how useful I can be. Jiro releases a small chuckle before pointing her finger at Kaminari. No doubt you'll make a scene too. Remember how dumb Kaminari gets when he uses his electricity too much and fries his brain? Kaminari, on the other hand, doesn't find it as amusing at all and annoyance. On the other hand, Deku just observed his classmates, happy to see the events did not affect them that much. This is gonna be nuts. Everyone's so excited. Well, yeah, of course everyone are. We enrolled at the school with the sole aim to become heroes, so naturally we're all getting fired up. Ida throws his arm side to side while pumping his fist, rather slowing up and down, swaying side to side to show he's excited as well. Wow, Ida, those are some interesting moves. Ribbit. You have to be excited too, right, Midoriya? Well, yeah, of course I am. Also a little nervous. Ida, Sue, Deku. The three turn to Umuraka, but what they see is totally unexpected. Umuraka's entire demeanor is so much more intense than it usually is, with a dark orb emanating around her, as she grins at the trio with a grin that could rival Bakugo's own wicked smile. Let's do our best at the sports festival. So, how Umuraka said it came off more as an order than a friendly suggestion, as the trio should take a step back for this out of character demeanor. Umuraka, what happened to your face? Seriously, what happened? You're normally way more laid back than this. Mina interjected into the conversation, just seeing how the bubbly girl is acting. Umuraka stomps her foot and raises her fist into the air as she yells out to everyone. Everyone, I'm gonna do my best! The trio plus Mina mimics Umuraka's stance, but not with the same energy, as they all say yeah. Umuraka turns to the other members of 1A to do the same. I said I'm gonna do my best! Got it. You kind of look like you're gonna lose it. So, Deku thinks for a moment as he realizes he does have a question to ask her for quite a while now, in fact. The four of them leaves with the rest of class moving ahead as Deku asks Umuraka why she wanted to become a hero, but not expecting the answer she would give. Oh, for the money, so I can get rich. Huh? That's all? Umuraka rubs the back of her head a bit nervously. If we're cutting down to the chase, then yeah. I'm sorry if it sounds greedy. So, you three has such admirable goals. I hope you guys don't see me any less now. Not at all. Yeah, you're just wanting to support yourself, which is a good goal to have. It's just kind of surprising is all. You see, my family owns a construction company, but lately we haven't gotten any business, so we're flat broke. This isn't unusual. Sometimes I can tell other people. The trio has their hands on their chins and thought. Construction, eh? If she gets a license, then I bet she can use her quirk to cut down costs a lot. And then they can sell all their heavy lifting equipment if she can float everything. Ribbit. I know, right? I've been telling my dad that ever since I was a kid. But Umuraka has a flashback when she was really only a little girl, standing in front of her dad suggesting this all. You want to work for us? A 5-year-old Ochako nods while tears are pricking her eyes. When I grow up all big and strong, I'll help you and mommy out. So, any way I can. Umuraka's father only smiled and placed a hand on her head. I really appreciate the thought of Chaco, but as your dad, I'd be even happier if you achieve your own dreams. And if you do make money, you can take us all on a vacation to Hawaii or something. In the flashback, I'm gonna be a pro hero and sign up on a good agency and make plenty of money. Then I'll let my parents have an easy life. Umuraka gave a determined look to her friends as Ida can't help but clap in display. Beautiful! So noble! Bravo! Bravo! The trio just smiles as Deku thinks more on Umuraka's situation, and how she's the most grounded of all of them. Well, I can see you four having fun. The group turns to see Max standing before them. Grandpa, what are you doing here? Well, I wanted to see if you and me could have a talk over lunch. I got some dung beetle stew for us. Deku's face quickly turns green as he holds back the vomit before swallowing it, opting that would be a better taste than what Grandpa Max just said. I actually got my own lunch. Well, what about you kids? No, sir. I appreciate the offer of your food. Yeah, we'll see you later. The trio walks off, leaving Deku and Max to go off on their own. In a private meeting room where Max and Deku are at, with a pot of tea on a hot plate, as Max has a bowl of dung beetle stew, as he said. Nothing like a bowl of dung beetle stew. You sure you don't want to try a bite? I'm good. Suit yourself. So what did you want to talk about? Well, I just wanted to make sure you aren't nervous about the sports festival. Deku rubs the back of his head as his grandpa knows him too well to lie. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I figured as much, although this should be a cakewalk considering what you had to face already. Heck, I bet you can win the sports festival. I guess, but it's not like this is my last chance to get scouted. I mean, aren't I going to be recruited by you and Principal Nezu? About that, me and Nezu agreed not to scout you ourselves this time. What? Relax. What I mean is, you should take this opportunity to get some experience other than with you and me. You might find that this might be a good thing, especially because we have other agents out there. What? So, what do you mean? Well, we have plenty of plumbers who are just heroes, too. But, not only that, you could possibly find a hero in yourself to find a good balance between the two of being a hero and a plumber. We just think is either you find one of our agents or you choose a hero to intern with to find a good work balance. I see your point. Alright. This is a great opportunity for you and for us. Huh? Izuku, you have to understand that when you use your powers in front of everyone, what are they going to see? Well, me transforming, of course. Right, but what are you transforming into? Aliens. And like that, Deku realized the conundrum, and he starts to panic. Oh my god, I didn't even consider it. Oh, what am I gonna do? What if someone finds out that my transformations are aliens? And they'll definitely see it since it's a US Sports Festival. It's broadcasting it across the world. Yeah, and space. Yeah, and of course, in space. Wait, what? Yeah, Nezu likes to broadcast the sports festival into space. It helps deter any wannabe invaders, because if they see how strong our children are, then they'll be too afraid to take on our adult humans. Or even just the regular, and make others who want to colonize here feel more safer. That doesn't make me feel any better. In fact, it makes me feel worse. The planet seems like a tiny crowd of people compared to the entire universe to combat under, and to give you speech too. What speech? You didn't know? You're going to be giving the opening speech at the US Sports Festival. No one told me that! Sorry for not telling you this sooner, but Izuku, this is your chance. My chance? My chance for what? To inspire the cosmos, Izuku. All the aliens around will be watching. They need a hero, too. Plum is our only hope they have, but by seeing you, this might inspire a great deal for others out there to stand on to tyrants and villainy. That doesn't make Deku feel any better, but it's something to strive for. Max and Nezu and the others, plumbers, aren't asking too much. They're just asking him to do his best after all. It's not like they're expecting him to win, right? I'll try then. And that's all I'm asking. Now, you'll have a few weeks to train. As long as nothing happens, you should be all set. Meanwhile, elsewhere. The time has come. Soon, I, Dr. Aloysius J. Animo, and I'll bring about a new world order, and they thought they could lock me up forever. Dr. Animo looks towards the flock of birds before him, as a couple of guards walks over with a smirk. You're not going anywhere, Dr. Freakamo. Both guards walk away laughing. Dr. Animal has been in prison for his attempt at David's shield for breaking the law on Quirk, making amplifying devices. This would have been enough to put him in Tartarus, but due to his weak quirk, he doesn't seem that much of a threat to be so. As a seagull flies and lands on Anima's arm, ignore them, my pet, for you have been exceedingly loyal despite them trying to dampen my quirk. But with your computation, you have bought me the one piece at a time I can finally escape. The seagull drops a hairpin and a microchip in Animo's palm as the bird flies away, as Animo uses the hairpin to unlock the quirk dampeners. Then unzipping his prison uniform, showing a makeshift device from a strainer he placed at he placed the last piece he needed onto the strainer as he put the new quirk amplifying device on his head. And now for your reward. Dr. Animo uses his quirk to mutate the seagull, who brought him the part. All of this turning into a giant bird. The other prisoners ran away as Animo got on top of the mutant bird. The guards try to stop him, but the bird grabs the two guards that laughed at him earlier and flies off. Put us down! With pleasure. Animo commands his bird to drop the guards as they plummet into the water below, as they rose up to watch the mad doctor fly off. And the first thing I plan to do is visit that snot-nosed brat who put me away in the first place. Back at UA, school lets out for the day as everyone was getting ready to go, as Ida, Umuraka, and Sue walked over to Deku's desk. Hey, Deku. Deku looks towards the trio. Oh, yeah, guys? We were wondering, how are you going to be training? Yes, especially with so many transformations. With us still having to attend class and hero training, it surely will take up a lot of time. Well, yeah, it will, but I'm most likely focusing on the new guy I have in my arsenal for a while. The trio and some of the class just stares at him like he just grew a second head, which, considering his quirk, might not be the strangest thing to hear. What? What new guy? Oh, right. Well, it seems I've unlocked a new transformation during the whole USJ, and the villain attempted to kidnap me. Can we see it? Mina jumped into the conversation, wanted to see the newest transformation, along with some other curious and excitable classmates. I guess I can. Deku goes to the front of the class and opens up the watch dial, skimming through it till he sees the right alien. He takes a deep breath before pressing down on the watch, transforming into his new alien. Amphibian. Amphibian appears before everyone, who was in awe before the jellyfish looking alien. So cool! Everyone thought it looked cool, but Sue had a frown on her face. Amphibian? Why did you call him that? Oh, well, it was that because of his personality. To emphasize his point, Amphibian had electricity come out between his tendrils. As Sue groaned at the pun, but everyone else was amazed. Oh, come on! Everyone looks towards Kaminari, who's scratching his head furiously. What now? Did you fire your brain again? No, it's the fact that now Midoriya has electric power too. That's my thing. Ah! Sorry, Kaminari. I wasn't trying to steal your thunder. Please stop the puns. Everyone just laughs, all except for Todoroki, who only gives a skeptical look. How did you get a new transformation anyways? Everyone looks at the half-and-half user, Todoroki. So they're not used to hearing him talk, as usually he keeps to himself, only saying a few words before going back to silence. I don't know, really. Todoroki's glares harden in response. He definitely is not buying that excuse, but he isn't going to pursue an answer. It's not his business after all. But this gets everyone else curious on now, and his half-baked answer doesn't satisfy them, and wants to know more. But before anyone could ask, Bakugo just scoffs. Who gives a shit about that nerd's quirk? No matter how many transformations he gets, it won't matter as long as I'll blow him up to hell. And the rest of you at the sports festival. Everyone looks towards Bakugo, forgetting about Amphibian for a moment. Glad for once that he opened up his mouth, as everyone forgot about him. Amphibian grabs his belongings and heads towards the door, but once he opens it, he finds it's not at all what anyone was expecting. Standing before them, blocking the exit, is a huge crowd of UA students, all of which are observing the class in wonder and curiosity. Some even have their phones out, pointing and recording Class 1A. Some even in awe of the floating jellyfish before them. Ida ran up and addressed the students in front of them. Do you students have some sort of business with our class? The scouting out the competition, idiot. Bakugo stomps forward towards the door, moving past Amphibian, who moves aside for him. With a class that survived and took on real villains, they want to see us with their own eyes. The crowd backs away nervously as Bakugo seems to be able to glare at each and every one of them. At least now you know what a future pro looks like. Now move it, extras. Umuraka and Amphibian are baffled as Ida starts to berate Bakugo, telling him he can't just go around telling everyone that. So, this is Class 1A. I heard so you guys were impressive, but you just sound like an ass. A newcomer steps in front of the crowd. A young man with messy indigo hair that flares out in large tufts like the green at his own. His eyes are dark purple and half closed with a dark bags underneath his eyes, much like looking like Aizawa. Is everyone in the is everyone in the Hero Corps delusional or just you? Bakugo glares at his new target of hatred as everyone, including Amphibian, is frantically shaking their heads, denying it the accusation. How sad to come here and find a bunch of egomaniacs. I want to be in the Hero Corps, but like others here, I was forced to choose a different track, such in life. I didn't cut in the first time, but I have another chance. If any of us do well in the sports festival, the teachers can decide to transfer us to the Hero Course, and they'll have to transfer someone out to make room. Everyone's stiffened before their eyes darted towards an equally surprised and nervous Mineta. Scouting the competition, maybe some of my peers, but I'm here to let you know that if you don't bring it, your very best, I'll steal your spark right under you. The Indigo boy looks, eyes lands on Amphibian, considering this a declaration of war. Somehow, someone else within the crowd manages to break the tension. Hey, you! A student with silver hair and odd eyes popped out from the back of the crowd. He must have just arrived because he can't seem to pick up the already hostile intent. I'm from Class 1B, next door to you. We heard you fought some villains, and I came to see if that was true. But you're just a bunch of brats who think they're better than us. Deku's group all things in unison. Crap, everyone hates our class now. Talk all you want. It'll just be more embarrassing when we KO'd you. Bakugo just walks out, not giving a damn to what the silver-haired teen has to say. Hey, don't ignore me! Kirishima runs towards the group, front of the group, as to get Bakugo's attention. Dude, where are you going? You gotta say something. It's your fault they're all hating on us, Bakugo. Bakugo stops before he goes any further. These people doesn't matter. Huh? The only thing that is important is that I beat them. Amphibian head shot up as if it's struck by inspiration. With nothing else to say, Bakugo heads out for the day as the silver-haired teen keeps yelling. Hey, I'm coming for you! I hate that with such a manly exit. You said it. We have to beat them. He's not wrong. Yeah, sure, but this sucks. He made us everyone's enemy. Yeah, that's right. All of these dumb students will be gunning for us now in the sports festival. Amphibian thinks back to why Bakugo wants to be a hero since ever they were kids. Kachan. Amphibian thinks back to everyone else and thinks about them. From Ida to Umuraka, Miss Aizawa, and Max. Why this event is so important in the first place. He has to give this event his all. So he can't afford to hold back or he'll be left behind by those. And he'd rather be walking alongside his peers than trying to catch up to them. He will take on this challenge head on, and he will work hard in the end. As he floats off away from UA, as he's gonna win the sports festival. and he got 2 weeks to do so. End of Season 1. I know this part wasn't very action-packed or anything, but I felt like this was a fitting ending. I know it probably should have been like the start of Season 2, but at the same time, when I looked back, I saw that there was only 9 parts to this first season, and I at least wanted to get them back into the double digits before I ended the season. So yeah, that's why this this was originally going to be the beginning of Season 2, not the end of Season 1, but I had to do that. So but otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy, and of course, the next What If will be What If Deku was given All For One. I hope you guys will be looking forward to that one, because we have not one, but multiple thumbnails for that one for each individual episode and part. It is mostly due to the fact that this will be reflecting each chapter of the manga and certain other things. We really wanted to show off like the progress of our channel so far too, and I think this What If will show it. It of course will be in a seasonal type thing too, because we are having interest in other What Ifs, and to keep interest in old What Ifs like these, we split them off into seasons to save more time and keep interest in them. So that's why sometimes you see certain seasons from now on will probably be much shorter, but comparatively with more thought through and well thought out and whatnot. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed the first season of What If Deku Got the Omnitrix. Whenever Season 2 comes out, I will show you guys the thumbnail, of course, beforehand. Also, we'll make a separate tab probably for, like, playlist for that, but eventually I'll probably combine the 2 playlists whenever we do eventually get to that point, or perhaps just keep them separate so people would want them. I don't know yet. I'll see what I will do, and yeah, if there's any suggestions on arcs you might want to see for Season 2, because actually Season 2 is almost finished. I'm on the last few parts to work on that, so but if there's any things you want to see perhaps in Omnitrix, any references to the show perhaps, or perhaps any other shows, even if it's just something small, like it doesn't have to be Ben 10 related to be a reference, or if there's any 5YL aliens you might want to see unlocked perhaps, or something in that matter, just let me know. I'll think about it and see where I can fit them in. But that will do it for this season. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Next week, I will bring you guys What If Deku didn't get into UA and the All For One story somewhere in between there. Maybe this week or next week. Somewhere within that time frame. Because I do want to didn't get into UA a bit further along. And then get an All For One. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Cyber out. Peace.